and say the nonsense you are saying about foreigners and Nigerians. Go on. When they are done, they are coming for you.
Someone has just been unalived, my dog. A 19-year-old Tsonga guy from Limpopo, a South African, has just been unalived because they thought he was a foreigner.
Because we are going to stand for our rights. This is our country. We are South Africans. Tsonga people are South Africans, and we deserve the equal respect that is being given to other tribes.
So we walk past the taxi, and then the taxi driver is like, you guys are going to leave on the 30th with your people. So we I actually didn't hear what he said.
Charlie, now South Africans have unalived their own, mistaking him to be a foreigner. And now, Charlie, all South Africans are reacting. It's just crazy. They have unalived their own. A very young guy, 19 years old guy. They've unalived that guy, thinking he is a foreigner. You see, they have been unaliving foreigners. These people are not talking. And I posted a video, said that Julius MELEMA warned them that this could happen, because as you are chasing out foreigners, how will you know this person is a foreigner or not? And this is what is happening. The thing is happening, and it's just crazy. Listen, I don't want to talk plenty. Let's go into the video, listen to the reactions, and listen to what exactly happened. Come back and talk. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe.
When you are done with Mozambicans and Zimbabweans and Zambians, you are going to go for Shangans from Guyana. I have to stop you now before you come to me. Now some of us can't even talk your language. They are going to ask us to make certain pronouncements in their language, and we can't pronounce Back to Limpopo. We are going to be victims. Celebrate and be happy. And say the nonsense you are saying about foreigners and Nigerians. Go on. When they are done, they are coming for you.
Hi, South Africa. I'm Kateko Patricia Sambo from Limpopo. I'm the mother of Kamuno Nabela Sambo, who has been killed by rude people here in Mossel Bay, Western Cape. They kill my son like a dog, saying that he is a foreigner, whereas my child is a Tsonga, a South African citizen of Limpopo at Guyana. I am very painful and hurt as I'm speaking now, because here I am right now. I'm not working. They kill my child. Now I should take the body home to Limpopo. I should bury my child on Saturday. Please, South Africa, help the fellow of South Africa.
So a 19-year-old kid was just killed in South Africa because he looks darker than what is expected by March and March, which is led by Jacinta Ngobese. Yes, this woman leads an organization that believes that if you look a bit darker than the regular South African, you deserve punishment, violence. And in this case, this kid met his ending. So Jacinta Ngobese's organization brutally murdered this 19-year-old kid from Guyana, South Africa. Yes, he was South African. But besides the fact that he was South African, we need to understand that this is something that is concerning. They associate dark skin to foreigners. They don't think they're dark enough. They don't think that dark skin should be associated with them, because there's an elite group of black people that they've created in their own heads that tells them that they're special because they look different. That is the legacy that Jacinta Ngobese is creating in South Africa, and sadly she has a lot of dumb people who follow her. And in this case, a 19-year-old just lost his life. His family is left shattered because of the actions of Jacinta Ngobese and March and March. They are targeting innocent young men because they are darker and they look the same as foreigners. But this is not new from Jacinta Ngobese, because she was actually quoted several times talking about this, likening the same people who come from where this kid was killed to Zimbabweans. It's on record on Twitter, and they want to escape this whole thing and justify it by saying, oh, she was young, you should understand. But no, there's nothing about what she talked about back then to what she still talks about. There's nothing different. She still is for identity politics, tribalism. If you look a certain way, you're not South African. And that is exactly the legacy that she's building in South Africa. And as we speak right now, the family of this kid is in agony. A kid who had a right to survive. Anyone, it doesn't matter if this kid is South African, it could be a Zambian, it could be a Malawian, a Nigerian, for crying out loud. Nobody cares. No one has a right to choose who gets to live and die in a normal society. And it leads me to a question. Where is the leadership? Where is leadership when all this is happening? Where is Ramaphosa? Why are they not speaking? So you see, some of these things, you begin to realize that there's literally no sense of humanity. It's like a group of primates who are just going around doing as they wish, and there is no law and order. And this is exactly what's causing all this noise. Honestly, the parents have just lost a 19-year-old kid in the name of looking different. That's how sad it is. And yet we think in 2026, the Africans have understood that no matter your pale skin, no matter how light you look, no matter how elite you think you are, because obviously this is a mentality that tells you that we have created an elite class in South Africa of different types of black people that is only existent in your head. And this is exactly why I'm saying some people need to travel and understand you are actually black or blacker than you think. It doesn't matter how light you are, you're still black. But MELEMA actually spoke about this, and he said that they'll start with the foreigners and they'll come for you. So if you're a sane South African, you should actually start rejecting much and much. It's not only dividing Africa, it's dividing you as South Africans, because they're now shouting Amashangane must go. They're now shouting you, people from Limpopo, people who look the same as those they despise.
1st of May, during xenophobic riots or protests in Western Cape, Mossel Bay, his fault was being Tsonga in a Xhosa community. We are deeply hurt as a family about this inhuman act. Justice must be served. Justice for Nhlamulo. Guys, no. We are a very divided tribe. We like fighting each other and all of that. We like fighting amongst our own. We love fighting, amongst ourselves. Guys, this is very serious. Like, this is very serious. I can't be forced to speak any other language just because of anyone. Ungen forstel shakun fanen balabla language le ninga ikotiko. This is South Africa. We were born here. Why? Like, how am I supposed to okay, if you find me speaking Zulu, of course I want that, but it mustn't be out of some fear in my own country. No, this can't be on, guys. This can't be on at all. This can't be on. It cannot be on. At one time, I came across a post, Le Ayumelela KwaZulu-Natal, where a vendor police officer was being called Kwere Kwere, and it was business as usual. Why? It's because of it was happening to our vendor brother in Durban. Here, you lose a 19-year-old. Like, do you understand the pain that the family is going through? Hey, people of God.
We need to start speaking out, guys. We can't be silent anymore. We can't be passive-aggressive anymore. We can't just relax and act like, you know what, it's not going to happen to me, or it's not me that they're chasing out, so it's fine. We need to start speaking, guys. So the news are reporting that a guy in Mossel Bay, 19-year-old in Mossel Bay, Western Cape, has just been murdered. A Tsonga South African guy. And they murdered him because they thought he was not South African. We're going to end up fighting each other, guys. We're going to end up hurting each other. This thing is not right, poison. Someone has just been unalived, my dog. A 19-year-old Tsonga guy from Limpopo, a South African, has just been unalived because they thought he was a foreigner. We're going to end up attacking each other now. That's what we are doing now. And there's been multiple reports already on social media of other South Africans accusing other South Africans of not being South African. Because how are you going to identify, my dog, that me, I'm not South African? How do you identify that someone is not South African? We're going to end up attacking each other, guys. That's the only thing that's going to happen. We need to stop being passive-aggressive. We need to stop being silent. And we need to start speaking out against xenophobia. We need to start protesting as well. Because this thing is not right, person. Oh.
Does this mean that as Tsonga people, we need to start walking around carrying our IDs in our own country? I knew when these marches started, they were posed as targeting illegal immigrants. But as someone who's Tsonga, I knew deep down that this might happen, because we've been called foreigners for the longest time in our own country, and we took it. We took it being called as a Tonga person, even Venda people. We took it. You go to certain countries, the Western Cape, and it's not even white people, it's black people, like classes would call you Igwerwere because they don't understand your language, stemming from ignorance, obviously. But I never thought so you're telling me that all of these marches that were targeting illegal immigrants were stemming from tribalism? And I've always wondered, if you're walking on the road as millions of people and you're marching and you're busy targeting people, how do you know that this person is an illegal immigrant or is an immigrant, given how diverse our country is? How do you know that? Or do you go around just canceling anyone? You go around attacking anyone because maybe they're dark skinned, or maybe they don't, when you say hello, they can't speak Zulu? It shows that you are ignorant, because if someone can't speak Zulu or Xhosa, why is it that the first thing that comes to your mind is that they're an immigrant? Does South Africa belong to Zulus and Xhosas only? It doesn't make sense. So you're telling me that as a Tonga person who is staying in a province that's not my home province, because my home province is Limpopo, now I need to start walking around with my ID. Why is it? And this is getting out of hand. It is getting out of hand. It's giving hatred towards a fellow black man. Because another thing is that no white illegal immigrant is being attacked. I'm sure they've passed, during their marches, I'm sure they've passed a lot of white men, but I'm sure they've never asked any of them if they're illegal or to show them their documentation. It's giving hatred towards a black man. It's no longer about illegal immigration. It's very sad and it's bad.
Keep saying it that there are some groups of some people here in South Africa, in some provinces, who think that people that are in Limpopo are not South Africans. It's not the first time this thing is happening to a Tonga person. It's not the first time this thing is happening to a Venda person. I posted a video not so long ago about a Venda person whom was brutally beaten up because they thought that that person was a foreigner, just because that person did not have their ID with them. Here we go again. Another Tonga person was brutally stabbed because they thought that the person was a foreigner. They thought that the person was an outsider. They did not even give him a chance to explain himself. They did not even give him a chance to talk. How long is this going to go on? How long are we Venda people, Tonga people, and some petty people are still going to be considered as outsiders in our own country, in the country that we were born and raised in? This has to stop.
Tonga people of the world, whichever part of the country you are in, this is for you. Turns out we are not safe anymore in South Africa. I'm taking this. Mkaya wa mina, my homeboy, was killed like a dog because they confused this person to be a foreigner in South Africa. The strike that was happening recently. We are not safe. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but we need justice for this boy. I am so heartbroken. I am so scared because something similar happened to me before I got the car, and I'm glad I have it on chat. I told my husband that I'm inside this Uber, and this guy, before I got inside, he asked me if I'm Zulu or I'm from outside the country. And then when I told him that no, I'm not from outside the country and I'm not Zulu, he was like, which language you speak? I'm like, I'm Tonga. He's like, yeah, we Shanga. I'm a Shangani. I'm a Kwerekwere. Like, that's what he said. And my husband was like, no, please do not mention that you are married from this country, and do not mention anything. Just tell him that, no, sorry, my brother, just take me wherever that I'm going. And I was feeling uncomfortable throughout the trip because this typical Zulu man kept talking about how bad this thing is gonna get, how much he is willing to do that and that and that to make sure that every Ikwere in the country goes. But now I'm taking this video. My brother, I'm gonna say my brother because he's Tonga, I'm Tonga, was killed like a dog because they confused this person to be a foreigner. So, what needs to be done now? What do we do now? What do we do? What's gonna happen now? I was never gonna take a video concerning all those things, but it's really getting out of hand. And I'm also feeling uncomfortable because my little brother is somewhere in Johannesburg. What if the same thing happens to him? What if the same thing happens to him? They ask him to speak and then he starts speaking in song and then they're like, no, now we and then they kill him. Tonga people, what do we do? What do we do? I am so angry. I'm boiling right now. I don't even know what to do. The way I'm sure this video will make a whole lot of nothing. Like maybe 0 cents. But what do we do now? Our brother was killed because they confused him to be a foreigner.
Someone has come to fool you and make you think there is a big problem for you to fight with your own neighbors. You said they take jobs. I asked the question. 300 Ghanaians went back to Ghana 3 days ago. Show me 300 jobs which were created after those 3 Ghanaians left. Say no, Mahama took 300 people back to Ghana. And as a result, here are 300 jobs that we created. Which jobs are they taking from you? Who wants to do these jobs that these people don't pay for? Because these people who come from outside South Africa, they are the ones who do those jobs during harvesting season in Stellenbosch, where they are not paid anything. And you will never want to do that job because we know our rights. We want jobs that have got appointment letter with benefits, with pension funds, a letter that can confirm that you are economically active. Not jobs that are going to exploit South Africans. In Alexander, 1 year, they took away the Zimbabweans and foreigners who were selling apples and tomatoes on the streets. Said, Mabahambe, let them go out. After they chased them away, no South African went to that space to sell tomatoes and apples. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to fight for Spaza Shop. I'm fighting for a mine. I'm fighting for a bank. That's why they divert you into Spaza shops, because they don't want you to concentrate on the real economy. They want you to fight over crumbs while they are continuing to eat. Stop the hate, because from xenophobia is going to be tribalism. It's already tribalism somewhere in KZN where vendors are being beaten. South Africans, anyone who can't speak Zulu is being beaten up. You cannot promote hate. It doesn't matter how hungry you are. Even in your hunger, you must never hate. You can hate me for telling you not to hate. I must tell you to love. And when I tell you to love, it means you must love yourself first before you can love other people. You are hating on other people because you are hating yourself.
I think we need to compile as much videos as we can for like Julius Malema, because one day there'll be a documentary about Malema and how he's vindicated. You see, Justice von Shamulo, Malema said it a long time ago that something like this will happen because xenophobia is the cousin of tribalism, is the cousin of colorism. And I commend him for standing with African people, people of his own skin color, and not saying they should be attacked or they should go away. Julius Malema will be like how we see Mamweni Mandela's documentary now, and her being vindicated for the decisions that she took during that time. And later, Julius Malema in history, I don't know, but I feel like there'll be a piece about him in history written down in terms of how he stood with other Africans, because he saw how xenophobia can give birth to hate for people based on where they come from, but also based on their skin color because not the same as yours, based on their language because not the same as yours. You see?
A young South African man has been stabbed to death in a case of mistaken identity. Now, this young South African, his mother was very in a lot of anguish, and she said that she is from Limpopo. I think she mentioned Tonga tribe or something like that. But she was in such anguish because her son, 19 years old, was stabbed by xenophobic mobs who basically thought that he was not South African, so they stabbed him to death. This is extremely sad and very distressing, and I do hope that his soul can rest in peace, and I do hope that somebody could set up a GoFundMe for this young man's family, and I do hope that people can donate in order to help this family, but also hopefully the organizers of that march should be held into account for his loss of his life. This is a thing. These people are playing with fire. They are playing with fire encouraged by their government. South African government has sat back and waited for the mobs to attack other Africans. Young boys are showing off all the stuff that they stole from other Africans, hard labor. The Africans that have been toiling, they have broken into their shops and they have stolen from them. Now they have killed one of their own.
Condolences to the Sambo family, who has just lost their 19-year-old son, Nhlamulo Sambo. The painful thing in this whole loss is his loss to a stupid cause. I don't care who says what. We've spoken for months now about this stupidity, this barbaric organization. And I've spoken personally that without you understanding the South African culture and traditions and languages, you're not in a better position. You are in no position to police who is a foreigner or not. We as the Lipopians, we end up being the one that has to pay the price because they don't understand our languages. Very few people understand Xitsonga, Tshivenda. Spedi is even better. It's more related to Sesotho le Setswana. But Tshivenda and Xitsonga, the language leti botala awa ti twisi no ti twisisa. Luambo lwa Tshivenda a lu tiviwi. We end up paying the price. Hence, I always advocated for peaceful non-participant of the Lipopians into these barbaric organizations. I get insulted in my comment section in most of the videos that I make. People label me as tribalist, while all I'm trying to say is that you cannot police that which you don't know how it looks like. You cannot police that which you don't know how to speak. It's painful. No parents deserve to bury their own child. No parent deserves to bury their own child. Losing such beautiful young life, a 19-year-old Nhlamulo Sambo, all in the name of we are fixing a country. How many must they go before we realize this a free phobia? It's a mess. How many people must they go? How many must we bury before you realize these phobias that you carry of African children is dangerous? How many? How many? We've asked all the time, allow the law enforcement do what they need to do. No. You like creating problems. And Lipompians must be the one paying the price.
You know, I made a video once when the tweets Sgaja Center emerged from on Twitter. Where she was belittling people, Limpopo, saying how ugly they are, how not fully South African they are. By a law, yeah, they see Halloween almost daily. And when she was laughing at the women who were killed and fed to pigs, and she said, anyway, they are not South African enough. Okay, fine. Saying people of Limpopo should go vote Mugabe. Okay. Now, when these tweets emerge, Zulu people are the first people who stood up and said, this is a thing of the past. And then the question was, but who is the victim? Who has a right to say about this? Yet again, they are invalidating the existence of Limpopo people. Limpopo people, yes, I'm sorry for that. Now, suddenly, Jacinta, in fact, then apologizes. After she apologizes, Zulu people stands up and accept the apology. The question is, who is offended here? Who's the victim? Why must you accept the apology before the victims have a say and state how they feel about it? That yet again, Zulu nationalists invalidating how Limpopo people should feel. Tribals, right? Now Nhlamulo gets killed because he was mistaken to a foreigner. Over the movement that, as far as we know, was initiated by Jacinta and perpetuated by Zulu nationalists, because I categorize her as a Zulu nationalist as well. Nhlamulo dies, a 19-year-old, mistaken to a foreigner, killed because he is Tsonga. He's not speaking the language that those other people can hear, right? It's still Zulu people who stands up in comment section everywhere, tweeting, posting, saying something doesn't add up. With the something that one, okay, fine. Do you see the pattern? All right. Now he's being confronted, and then he says, EFF, everyone who dies because of gun violence will say it's you. Everybody who dies because every white person who dies will say it's you. Every person who sells drugs will say it's you. Where is the remorse? Where's the remorse there? Because she's yet again pointing a finger instead of standing up as the so-called leader and call people to order and show remorse. I'm telling you, humanity has long escaped from that woman. I don't know how she sleeps at night.
Anywhere else, because we are going to stand for our rights. This is our country. We are South Africans. Tonga people are South Africans, and we deserve the equal respect that is being given to other tribes. Security companies, let's group ourselves and organize ourselves together to keep our order.
So yesterday, a 19-year-old Tonga boy was killed amidst xenophobic riots. And that has had me thinking about xenophobia in South Africa. The xenophobia in South Africa, particularly in the Black community, is very much Afrophobic, because when we think of immigrants from other countries, particularly white immigrants, we don't pay them as much mind or assume that they're legal. But once someone has darker skin, because the immigrants that get the most flack are those from Zimbabwe and Nigeria, and those countries are known to have darker skinned people. It's a massive problem in that case. Dark skin has now kind of been attributed to, oh, you're not from here. But people who are from here have dark skin. And as South Africans, we are aware of this, that we come in all races, shapes, colors. So this like Afrophobia within xenophobia has also victimized groups who are citizens of South Africa. There's also so many analogies and experiences of Tonga people being mistaken as foreigners for their dark skin and having experienced xenophobia as a result of that, despite being South African. The prevalence of xenophobia within South Africa is just quite ridiculous, in the sense that xenophobia is just wrong. Also in the sense that it's quite ironic, as it comes back and victimizes people who are actually citizens of South Africa. Truly, when someone's being xenophobic, there's no time for you to pull out your ID card or your passport to say, no, yes, I am South African. They're unfortunately going to do what they want and say what they want, which we've seen. Unfortunately, may he rest in peace. The thought also arises that many people may only sympathize with this case and only call for justice for him and converse about it because he happens to actually be South African and not from another country. As if the atrocities within a South African being killed and not a person, a human being killed. And this directly relates to the content of June 30th, where South Africans are just thrilled to kick out all the illegal immigrants.
Yesterday, the craziest thing happened. So this girl and I, we had requested an Uber, right? So where the guy was dropping us off, yeah, it was like in a random spot, but he parked, the Uber driver parked in front of a taxi. So we get off, we say our buys, sharp, yeah, but we're leaving. So we walk past the taxi, and then the taxi driver is like, you guys are going to leave on the 30th with your people. So I actually didn't hear what he said. I thought he was saying something else, but then the girl repeated to me what he said. And I was like, are you serious? He really said that? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, that is so stupid because the Uber driver is a Xhosa man. Like, bro, she's Xhosa, I'm Zulu. The guy is Xhosa as well. South Africans are just never beating the allegations. I'm sorry. Like, yo, nehlule.
Listen, South Africans should start listening to Julius Malema. South Africans should start listening to Julius Malema because listen, someone who is not lying to you, somebody who is not lying to you to win your vote by his honest feet and also on his principle. He stands on his principle to say that Africans are not your problem. Africans are not your problem. And so many South Africans do not support this idea, all because of hate. And listen, look at what is happening right now. Look at what is happening right now. Your own people, and you guys have been beating up your own people. A certain lady that was also beaten up because she didn't follow the people to go on a march. Like a whole lot of things. What has happened in South Africa? Now you have unalived your own, thinking he's a foreigner. Just look at this. This is crazy. All of these things that is going on. And you know, the shocking thing is that I am not seeing the government doing anything about it. I am not seeing the government doing anything about it. They have the police, they have the military, they have the immigration, they have everything. And I'm not so surprised because I shared a video here. Ramaphosa was actually campaigning. That was part of his campaign message that, oh, we have foreigners that come into our country, they set up businesses and all that. Basically, he's trying to say that they are going to see to it that these people leave or probably do not set up businesses and take South African jobs. So honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. And this is what is happening in South Africa currently. It's sad. Thank you so much for watching.